to the boards. Hold on to your hats and don't spare the horses. On offer this week, the awesome Austrian resort of Fieberbrunn. Are we good to you or what? If you're a sucker for the slalom, then join us for a bird's eye view of this rip-roaring head-to-head happening. Not one to be missed. And while you're at it, you'd better clap your eyes on this baby. The giant slalom's a beauty, so settle yourself down for a beast of a ride. And if you want to rub shoulders with a beast of the slope, don't miss out on our board-hopping rendezvous with the Austrian with attitude, Martin Freinademetz. And Board Boy goes through his paces with Karl-Heinz Sangl. What can he do with a bit of wax and a bristle brush? Walk this way. A parallel paradise. The Deutschberg slope was the host of this week's slap-up slalom setup, with 28 gates, an 86-metre vertical drop and enough snow to satisfy even the most homesick Eskimo. First into the semi-final was reigning queen of the parallel, France's Isabelle Blanc, who held her own against Poland's finest, Janja Marcelatis. With third place in Lausanne under her belt, Italy's Martina Magenta beat parallel world champion Christine Rauter in the quarter-finals. A fall from America's Betsy Shaw in the second run of her quarter-final heat left the way clear for the semis for Switzerland's Muriel Vaney. After losing the first run against Austria's Brigitte Kirk, Polana Zupan of Slovenia came back with a vengeance to grab the remaining semi-final place. With two recent wins in Champs and Lausanne, Isabelle Blanc was cool as a cucumber and very much in control, forcing Muriel Vaney into error and cruising nicely into the final. Martina Magenta had nothing to lose and everything to gain in her second semi-final race against Slovenia's Polana Zupan. With the time difference working in her favour, she grabbed a place in the final, leaving Zupan and Vaney to fight it out for third and fourth place.
So a good first run by Muriel Vaney, who's on the blue course. There she is. Her best result so far this season is a 5th in Champs. Polana Zupan. She had a 4th in Lausanne last time out. Now she's got to really challenge Vaney. They swapped over for the uninitiated. They swap over courses after the first run. And Vaney is taking it nice and easy and steady. Keeps looking over her shoulder. And they are really neck and neck. Turn for turn and she's gone. The pressure told on Polana Zupan. And Muriel Vaney just has to cruise into third place. And that so often happens when they're so close to each other. Out of the corner of the eye, they lose a bit of concentration.
Now the cat fight for first and second with Martina Magenta and Isabelle Blanc.
Isabelle Blanc will now be on the blue course. Martina Magenta on the red course. Isabelle, having won that first run, will surely be the favourite in the second run. She won in Champs, she won in Lausanne. She gets a good start and she is so smooth. Look at that, she's already almost a gate ahead. She's keeping an eye on Magenta, who's pulling some back now. So can Magenta get far enough ahead of Isabelle Blanc? She just put down her hand. Isabelle Blanc is looking to her right to make sure. She's only just got to win this by a Nats What's it to win, and on time difference, who knows? Yes, she just gets it, and Magenta shrugs, and that's the third win of the season to Isabelle Blanc. In fact, it's a hat trick, 3 in a row, but these girls at the top of the standings are so consistent. 2/3 and 2 seconds for Magenta. So on the podium, an international affair: France, Italy, Switzerland and Slovenia.
I think now the girls are maybe afraid when they against me, but I feel really in confidence and no problem. That's nice.
So, encore une fois for Isabelle Blanc. She takes it away from Magenta, Vaney and Zupan. You know where we are, because we've already told you. Freeboards in Fieberbrunn for our final Austrian adventure of the season. Cable cars, restaurants, mountains and trees. From 800-metre nursery slopes to 1,800-metre black runs, you might think this result's just like any other. But don't be fooled. Today's recce comes courtesy of local boy and General GS Jiver, Manuel Kogler. Kogler might be staying in a top-class, trendy hotel, but his parents live just around the corner and they run one of the top sports shops of the resort. So no board shortage for this boy. And no shortage of places to go, vistas to view and peace to plunder. By board or by bike, by foot or by car, Lords of the Boards has come to Fieberbrunn. And we don't just mean the mountains. The town is Kogler's stomping ground. It's compact, it's bijou, it's quixotically quaint. Don't drink and drive. Do drink and dance at the Londoner, but not before you've sampled some superlative Austrian fodder, perfect for those serious off-duty feeding times. It might be small, but it's got it all. Butchers, bakers, candlestick makers, places to make you look good, places to make you feel good. And places for some mellow chilling and sweet memories, where the only thing left to do after a hard night's partying is pray to the Madonna for success on the slopes. Stay tuned, boys and girls, the men's parallel slalom is just around the corner, so watch this space. The slalom ain't over till the fat lady sings. The women's GS is only a hair's breadth away. And so is the quality airtime we're about to spend with Martin Freinademetz after this. Runner-up in Lausanne, Nicolas Conte of France wiped out countryman Laurent Bess in the quarter-finals to secure his place in the semis. One of two Austrian alpiners to reach the final four, Siegfried Grabner took out France's Mathieu Bozzetto in the second of their quarter-final runs. The Swiss had one man in the penultimate round, Ueli Kestenholz, who toasted Lausanne's parallel victor, Austria's Dieter Happ, for his place in the semi-final. But the Austrians wouldn't be beat, with Harald Putz making his bid for the podium and taking out Australia's Stegel on the way. After falling in the first run of their semi-final race, Siegfried Grabner proved no match for the power and confidence of Nicolas Conte, who made it to the final with time to spare. The battle for the remaining place in the final was far more nail-biting. Despite winning the first run of his semi-final against Ueli Kestenholz, a fall in the second run cost Harald Putz his place in the top two. Third and fourth runoff then, Siegfried Grabner against Harald Putz.
Harald Putz on home territory here, didn't compete last week in Lausanne. Siegfried Grabner, neither did he. They're up for third and fourth place here. Putz is on the blue course and got a really good start. And Grabner, well, he's just cruising, and that was a big error by Putz, going really wild and ragged. He's now a couple of gates behind. Is he going to be able to make it up, or is Grabner going to make any mistakes? He's just got to hold it together, Grabner, and see off Putz in the last two or three gates, and Grabner wins it. So the man who got a fourth in the World Championships in Davos and a 10th in the European Championships gets his first podium place, third here in Austria.
Shootout for the top spot then sees Ueli Kestenholz and Nicolas Conte at the top of the hill.
Kestenholz snatched a second in Chamrus in France, but alongside him is the man with probably the best improving record of the season, Nicolas Conte. He had a second in Lausanne, and he did a brilliant win in the first run here. Now he's on the blue course on the right of your screen. Look how smooth he is, Conte. Kestenholz is a little bit more aggressive, but this is going to be a tight final for first and second place. Kestenholz is going a bit wild there. He's trying to chase Conte. Conte is just Conte just went a bit wild, letting Kestenholz catch him up. It's going to be one of the closest runs, but look at the confidence of the Frenchman who puts his hands up there. Second last week, first this week. Nicolas Conte from France. So the Austrians managing third and fourth, and France first, with Kestenholz for Switzerland in second.
Wow, incredible. Yeah, so much fun. Incredible fast and well organized. Maybe a lack of sun, but still great. Great.
Top spot goes to Conte then, with Kestenholz, Grabner and Putz quaking in his wake.
If you want to win, you have to go more than 100%, which I do all the time. My style of riding has to be aggressive because I want to be in the first position, and therefore you need to go with 100%. You need to risk all you can. I don't want to be somewhere around 10th place. I want to be on the podium. I want to win, and therefore I need to go over 100%.
He has been unbeatable and he's double world champion, taking both the parallel and giant slalom titles at Davos last year. The closest thing to a superstar the sport of snowboarding has got. But so far this year hasn't been an easy ride for Freinademetz. He took top place on the podium at Ischgl, but since then has found the going tough. It ain't been easy for him or his equipment.
Started very good with a few podium places, but I didn't got that much luck anymore when I got DQ'd and broke the boards during the race. Next race broke the binding, but you know, shit happens and I will get over it. Of course, some people always want to see me on the podium, and if I'm not winning and they say, "Hey, why didn't you win? You win always, why didn't you win here?" I just say, you can't win every day.
Being in the limelight, especially in Austria, Martin's a spokesman for snowboarders.
Too much politicians is not good for the sport, but we can't do anything against it. And I'm not very happy with the politicians around the Olympic Games. I'm not happy with the FIS stuff and that problems that we have. But I can't change it. I can just try to explain what's going on, and that's all I can do.
And it hasn't been any easier in Fieberbrunn. He failed to qualify for the final of the parallel slalom and had to watch from the crowd. In the giant slalom, he missed a gate and had to jump out of the competition.
I think I will be. I will win a few races. I'm trying to go for the European Championship to get one title there. And next year is going to be interesting again. We've got the World Championship again, and next year I'm trying different kind of sports, which might make me even faster.
So Olympics or not, Freinademetz intends to be faster, stronger and higher.
Holy shit! I'm busy.
Duisburg. Now where have I heard that before? Times may change, but slopes never vary. The GS course was rigged up on the same slope as the parallel, but a whole lot longer with a vertigo-inducing vertical drop of 220 meters.
In a perfect world, this ladies' GS course would have been a little bit longer. But all the riders love it, especially Isabelle Blanc. Just picking up speed through those first two gates, then she'll see her starting to get that board onto the edge and starting to work it. This is all all man-made snow with a light dusting covering from the last couple of nights and a little bit of hard frost just to make it perfect. And it means it doesn't rut up quite so much. Now watch how the riders are having to really work the boards as they gain speed. And you see they're having to apply more dynamic force onto that edge. The idea is that edge should carve beautifully and they should come onto it nice and smoothly. And Isabelle Blanc crosses the line in 49.40. 101.97 is her aggregate time. And I wonder if that's good enough for a podium place. It's a fast time. She's doing so well this season. Here's Christine Rauter. She has had such consistency. She's had 2 firsts, a second and 2 thirds already this season. Here in Austria, she obviously wants to do well. You can compare the styles of the girls. And Christine Rauter, probably just slightly more of a technician here. Mind you, just 0.2 of a second difference, that's all between Blanc and Rauter on the first run. So to beat Blanc, Christine Rauter's got to do 49.63. It's a little bit tricky, this bottom part of the course, but she's riding it well. Is she going to do it? 47, 48, 49.48. And she's just a fraction ahead. That gives her a time of 101.82, just 0.2 difference. So now it's down to Cecile Plancherel, the fastest time on the first run, 52 seconds dead. Plancherel from Switzerland, just picking up speed there. She had a first in Val d'Isère in France, so she likes fast courses, and this is a fast course, and it starts getting faster about now. Look at this. She's focused, looking ahead, working that board on the edge. A lot of people new to snowboarding are amazed to see how much on the edge the riders ride. The boards they use for alpine disciplines are very different to the boards they use for freestyle and half pipe. She's riding this well. I think she's got it well in hand now. Look at that, 49.11. That gives her an aggregate of 101.11, 0.7 of a second ahead of the best in the world. And she loves it, doesn't she? So Cecile Plancherel with the second win of the season.
Some questions. How can you be so fast? I mean, I tried to, but I didn't make it that fast.
You were not so slow, I guess. But I had a very special breakfast this morning. A real Austrian breakfast from Fieberbrunn. And it was perfect.
I think she has another secret. You can maybe ask the barkeeper up there in our hotel what's her secret. I think she's going out a lot. She's the biggest party tiger I've ever seen. Is it true?
Well, a little bit.
So, second win of the season for Cecile Plancherel. And oh look, there's Isabelle Blanc on the podium again. If you think you've seen it all, think again. The boys are back with a vengeance for some more GS action after this.